All right, I got a little bit of time to kill. It's Tuesday. I already qualified. I qualified my stuff and got them in. Let's see what happened. Where are we? We're in the 2024 Spring Major. This is going to be a. I like lower scoring. I like it when we're not trying to get 38 in order to get a anytime you're trying to get over 30s to do it. I like it when you got these 26, 28 is a winning score. It means picking those shots up is like crucial, and picking your horses and the holes that you're having, the holes that are eating everybody's lunch. Play safe on those holes and be a little strategic about it. And I kind of like that. And I think on that particular course, it's all about the pin placements. They have new pin placements here, but I'm gonna play some Tour 10 today. Why not? Let me put my grid up. Let me get my grid. Get the grid, the old test pattern. And let's make sure I got the right. I'm just gonna play with that bag. Now I should actually play with that. Now I should actually play with the Grim Reaper just so I can get used to the numbers. Make sure I got some numbers written down here for it. Maybe I need to make a new sheet. The sheet that I have that's got all my club numbers on it is shit. I've been using that sheet for years. I'm gonna play with that bag, and I'm gonna play with a Quasar. We can't get it done there. We just can't get it done. Hold on. All right, I had to let the dogs out. They didn't want to stay out. It's just a little too cold to hang out in the sun. Tour 10, Tour 10, Tour 10. Here we go. I'm playing it so little. I did play a couple days ago, but I've only been playing like 3, maybe 4 hours a week. So it's hard to get into big rhythms. And the deal, at least it seems to me, like today we're going to get certain par threes in the shootouts, and we're going to get certain holes out here on the course. And then tomorrow, if you're playing Tour 10, you're going to get different shootouts. So if you're playing on a regular basis, you can kind of get into the rhythm on them and you can remember what you need to do. But if you're not playing regularly, especially on the shootouts, trying to get your wind adjustments right. That'll be a nice area with the Titan, the king of balls. They'll like that. They will like that a lot. Let's see if I can do the same thing. Doubtful. I think with that wind, I might be able to get over there. I might just. Hitting it perfect. We'll see if I set it up right. Yeah, I'll have a good shot from there as well. Oh. Let's see which way the wind's blowing. Nah. There's a rough bump you can do right there, but I'm not exactly sure what kind of add-on adjustment they have. I think in regular, like if you're playing Ricky tournament, I think that shot is like, maybe a plus 10%. It's plus 0.1 per 1 mile an hour of wind, aka plus 10%. But if you're playing here and you're trying to get cutesy with it, you could over pull it and end up getting caught in the rough, or if you under pull it, you could end up blowing off onto missing the rough. Most important part of the rough bump, hitting the rough. Second most important part, getting out of the rough. I could have watched my opponent and reverse engineered it, but no. Where would the fun in that be? Yeah. Yeah. See, I'm at Max Club. I'm going to do 2 per ring. There's 9, 5. Hitting it perfect. Perfecto. See if we can get some run down the hill. Close, but no cigar. Close. I'm surprised that I very seldom ever get on this hole where I get a tailwind on the drive. Usually it's a headwind, and you can't try and blast it over like that. You just have to bring it over, and then you got a long shot to the cup. All right, go into a shootout. Now, it seemed like a couple days ago when I played. We'll see if any of those shootouts come up. I'm sure that it's going to be all new. It's going to be different par 3s than what I played the other day. Point 8.6 divided by 0.9, 13.37 rings. Five backspin. 13.37 rings. There's 10. There's 11, 12, 13, 37. 13 and a third. Oh, that was 2 rings off. That'll go. I can almost live with that, but I could have been a lot better. I'm going to lose, but it could have been better. It could have been worse, too. It seems like it might be on this particular course, there's 2 of these par 3s that are like pretty similar. The other one's got a sand trap that's in front, but as far as like how far downhill they are and how the green plays, it's pretty close. But I think on the other one, if you roll past the cup, you take a really big risk of rolling out. But I think this one's the same way. Like I rolled over here and there's a little pocket, but if you were on the right hand side over here and you roll past the cup, you take a big chance that it's just going to roll back to the back side. It can get out of hand real quick, and if you're too far to the right, like 2 or 3 squares to the right, it'll roll. Once it comes up, it'll roll off to the right and fall off on that side of the green. See if my opponent can beat the 75 yards away that I am. Yeah, they got me. They got me. That's like 2 and a half, 2 and a quarter. I was gonna say 2 and a quarter, but that is fucking. I'm not sure. It had to have been a guy that came up with the measurement stuff in Golf Clash. It had to have been. Had to have been a guy, because like right there, they're 2.5 yards away. Well, there's 3 feet in the yard, so that's 6 feet plus a half. That's 7.5 feet. 7.5 feet. Okay, what are we talking about? Shaquille O'Neal plus a few inches away from the hole. Yeah, so that means that green is like 200 feet long. It's like on those ones when you're just like you're 0.25 away and your ball is casting a shadow into the hole. And 0.25, a quarter of 3, shit, what are we talking, like 8 inches or... Yeah, whoever the person was that calculated the math in Golf Clash had to have been a guy. And then the first person that he got to play in it so that he can convince that the measurements were right was his wife. It had to have been. I just don't understand why they can't, like at some point, like somebody didn't go, hey, why don't we do this? And I get it. Here's the other deal, is that the game was made in the UK, and they make it for a worldwide audience, which the majority of the world uses the metric system. I'm not sure, other than the United States and a few other idiots, who doesn't use the metric system. 1.1 times 8 divided by 1.3, 6.76 rings. That maybe they just got their conversions wrong. There's 5, 6, 7, 6. Puts me just a teeny bit into power. But there might have been some kind of lost in translation thing when they went from metric and they did the stuff in yards, which I there might have been some of that. But you would have thought that somebody along the way would have said, like, my ball's like right along the edge of the cup and it's casting a shadow into the cup, and you're saying that that's 0.25 of a yard. Well, there's 36 inches in a yard divided by 0.25. I mean, times 0.25 is 9 inches. That's why I say it had to have been a guy trying to convince his wife that 0.25, that shadow that I'm casting into the hole, is 9 inches. Funny. Ha ha. No, that. Do I have enough backspin to keep me on there? I do. And I just got this Cataclysm. I think it's 1.8. It's 9.7 times 1.1 divided by 1.8. I think at minimum it's where it used to be at maximum before I got it upgraded. I think. I just got that upgraded, so I don't have those numbers burned into the back of my skull. Let me look on my notes here. My little cheat sheet and see if I wrote my Cataclysm down. Close. Cataclysm. Yeah, it should be with a power 1 ball. It's 141618. I'm digging that Cataclysm. I want to start playing with it exclusively and not use my sniper anymore, but there's sometimes you just feel like you have a lot of confidence in a club when you've played it for years, and then you get another club, and even though the Cataclysm's not as accurate, that's not that big a deal. You're still going to have to make an adjustment. You just need to know what the math is. And the ball guide's almost as good. But you get on some of those holes where the distance is a factor, and that Cataclysm covers that base. I think it has more curl too. I need to go look at it. It's got a bunch of. I think it has a little teeny bit less ball guide and it's not as accurate, but other than that, I think it beats the sniper in every category. I think. We'll go look. I'm pretty sure. All right. Yeah, I do need to make a new sheet. I made this cheat sheet for my clubs. Hell, it's probably been 5 years ago. And I wrote down pretty much every club that I thought I would use. I mean, there's a bunch of clubs that aren't on here, but I don't see myself using an Amazon anytime soon, or a Boomerang, or a Castaway. You get a Castaway maxed up, you get it way up in level, it gets a bunch of backspin, and it actually, I think it overtakes the Houdini as far as your if you wanted a backspin sand wedge. But you got to get it way up. Perfecto. Up and down. In the hole. In the hole. Here we go. I have a couple clubs that aren't on here though, but I still do not have them Which way's the wind blowing? 1.1 times 10.8 divided by 1.8. 6.6 rings. 6.6. If I can grab the rings and not the field. 5, 6, 6. The way to go on that is to do the rough bump, but I'm not sure. The last couple times I've tried to do the rough bump, right there, I overpulled. Did I overpull that? I must have overpulled it. I overpulled it doing the rough bump and ended up in the. No, I made a bad adjustment. I think on what I did was I missed the rough entirely and I hit the fairway and I bounced over. And my opponent left me like tons of room. Like they were like up. They were kind of like where I'm at. They were hell and gone away from the green. All you really had to do is go down there and hit in the sand right in front where you do the rough bump. Just lay it up in the sand and I would have won. But I was trying for the rough bump and I missed the rough. And then the last time I played, I came out here and one of my opponents was doing the rough bump. Did the same thing. You really need to know what the adjustment is if you're going to do that rough bump. It's super easy to screw it up. How did I overpull that? It seemed like the angle there that I was pulling was along this angle. So like if I was pulling it back this direction, I could see myself ending up overpulling it. But my opponent is in a similar spot, but they're much closer. And you know what that means? That means they win. Dun, 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 dun. That was just a stupid ass mistake. I should have tried for the rough bump so that I could get used to the adjustment there and get that adjustment down. Hold on one second. I gotta get coffee. Maybe that's the problem. All right, I'm back. I have coffee now, so maybe that'll help. Maybe that'll help. Maybe. At least I'm losing in the shootouts and not losing out on the course. I can live with that. Just toiling along, singing a song. Philippe, Viva Colombia. Cartagena. Do. No, that's a problematic wind. Let's see. 1.1 times 12.6 divided by 1.3. 10.66 rings. There's 10. See, I'm gonna just go right there. I'm trying to pull it and the rings aren't moving. I know the rings that were out there that you could still see weren't getting distorted, but I was pulling it and it wasn't moving the ring out on the outside edge. It was trying to fall over that cliff. So it would, I could have kept pulling it and it would have eventually moved, but it would have moved a bunch. Titan. Now in this situation right here, this is what gets me about this game on people. Is let's say you wanted to play toward 10 and you wanted to you wanted to play normally with Titan. Right here with that wind, Titan doesn't do you any good. You're not going to, there is no way in hell they're going to make that. No way. Now, I'm not saying they couldn't get over to that fairway, but there was no way they were going to hit that fairway. They were going to hit in the rough. So a Titan didn't do you any good. And we all know that bigger power balls don't necessarily help you in the shootout. There's max, there's min, there's mid club. 9 divided by 1.6. Straight up it'd be 562. I'm going to just do 562. There's 5, 6, 2. Oh fuck! And then I hit great. So, in my opinion, that I guess great was the way to go. I guess I over pulled it. Woo! So, why bring the Titan? Like, be like you look at that shot and you go, hey, I want to play with the Titan because the Titan's helped me out on a lot of these holes. But with this wind right here, that Titan's not going to do me any good. I could play this with a Quasar, or I could play it with a Katana, which is save yourself a few gems if you're playing a lot. Save a ball, and switch to a lower power ball. If you're willing to use better balls on holes. I see people that are out here with Power 5 balls on a hole that it's like, dude, you could play this with a fucking Marlin. That Power 5 ball's not doing you any good, but they're, like, hey, that's the ball that I have on, and I'm going to keep playing until I run out of them. And I bought a $100 pack, so I got 250 of them, and I'm just going to keep playing. I don't get why people aren't, like, looking at the hole and picking a ball appropriate for it if you want to spend, if you want to use bigger balls. Like, if your thing is that, hey, when I play this hole, I'm going to allow myself to use any ball that I have in my inventory. Because, I mean, if you're going out there and you're playing, I see people playing these holes with Power 5 precision, and it's like, why are we playing that hole with that ball? And that when they left, they went to the next hole and they played the same thing, regardless of what that hole, they look at it and it's like, regardless. Like, they might have gone on a hole and it's like, wow, a 3 sidespin ball will work out really, really good right here. And they got that Power 5 precision ball and it only has 1 sidespin. But they go ahead and go for it with that ball, even though it's not the ball to use on that hole. I don't understand people. It's like everybody's just like this little robot. I don't know how Playdemic brainwashed everybody into thinking, well, not everybody, but the mass majority of people into thinking that, like, well, hey, that's why we're playing it, man. I was going to look at that earlier. So, distance, accuracy, definitely has more topspin, has more backspin, has more curl. Ball guide's just slightly less. I mean, I think it's there. I think if I switch permanently to a Cataclysm, I'm not going to be losing out. There are sometimes, it's confidence. We've all played with our sniper a bunch of times, and we have super good confidence in it. Super good. I just do not understand people as far as, like, picking the ball. Hey, I understand on some of these holes, if you bring out a bigger ball, you're giving yourself a leg up. Like on that hole right there, if the wind would have been side wind and you brought out a bigger power ball, you could get over to the other side, and your opportunity to get on and one and make a putt is huge. Whereas if I bring a Quasar, I'm going to struggle to try and get that done. And so it's better on a hole like that, to bring out a Titan. But I just don't get it. People aren't thinking. They're just, hey, that's the ball I chose. What do you think about that? I mean, do you, all of the people that are listening, leave me a comment. Do you use special balls when you're playing these one-on-ones? It used to be, and they don't do it anymore. It was kind of annoying. I will tell you, it was kind of annoying. Now, this is another prime example right here. Let's do all that topspin. The wind's going to push me straight forward from there. So, no. Oh, perfecto. That should be good. That should be good. Yeah, let me know what do you get on a hole and, like, I'm playing with a Quasar. I'm not interested in bringing out Titans or Power 5 balls, or I'm not looking at the hole and I'm going to play this with a Quasar because that's the ball that I want to play with. And they're an inexpensive ball. They give me some extra curl, a little bit of power, a little bit of wind. I mean, it's a good ball for, a lot of situations. It doesn't help me on the wind. I mean, you can see, but but if I was going, hey, I'm going to play this with any ball, I'm going to play with whatever ball is the best ball for the hole, just like we would if we were playing in a tournament. I would switch balls up from hole to hole, and I would play whatever ball was best for that hole. I wouldn't play with a bigger ball. Hey, that Power 5 ball is not necessarily going to do you any good. It's not going to be any better for you on a particular hole. Like this hole right here. My opponent and I both played with lower power balls. Free, not necessarily free balls, but balls you can buy in the store. Don't get me started on the store. 13.1 divided by 2.4. Let's see what that looks like if I do a pull. That wind is definitely, I feel, going to affect this. No, I'm not pulling off that far. I'm going to go right on the edge of the cup. Oh, fuck, and then I missed it. I'm glad I hit it like that because it would have pushed me off. I guess I did need... It was... Here's max club, here's mid club, and I was probably down in here where normally wind's not too big of a factor, but we had that due side wind. Got a little lucky, I guess. Yeah, let me know what ball you do. I'm just blown away by, you know, just the average player out there. They bought their $100 pack and then they just burned through them. They just put that ball on. Now, what I was going to say was, back in the day, it was annoying, but back in the day, they counted these balls as 9-ball packs. And so if you had on, well, any ball, and you opened up a new pack, when you got to the point where the pack was empty, it would force you to go back in there and re-choose the ball. And so you might get started on some special ball, and then you're just playing and you forget. You're not really paying attention, you just forget. But then it would force you every 9 balls to go in there and do it. Now, what sucked about that was when you were playing in a tournament and then you got ready and you were all ready to go and you'd pick the ball, you didn't realize that you're at the end of your pack, and then you'd have to go in there and pick it again. And so it was, in that sense, it was a little annoying. So enough of us bitched about it that they actually did change that, and they made it so that you can just play. If you've got 1,000 of those balls, it's not gonna tell you shit until you run out of those balls. So the good news is we don't have to go in there and pick the stuff like that. But the bad news is that we don't have to go in there and pick the stuff. So we can get stuck like that where we're not paying attention. And I mean, it's happened to all of us. I went out and played and forgot to change my berserker and ended up blowing through 2 or 3 berserkers before I was like, what the hell am I playing this Power 5 ball for? We were practicing, and then I got stuck on the Power 5 ball, but... Times the wind. I'm just going to do whatever the wind is. That's the deal. That is the deal. Make sure I can see what the hell I'm doing here. 9-9. 10 rings. Almost 10. Almost. I can get lined up. Perfect. Perfecto. Close. I was going to do a 40% there, and I don't know where I was at in my club, but I found that if I hit at max club, and max club is 1.4, so I was going to do 1.4 times the wind, and then divide it by 1.4, so I just took out the 1.4 and did the wind. There you go. There you go. See if they'll rematch. See if we get some rematch action. No. No dice. What else about Playdemic? Let's try and come up with all of the different ways that they could monetize the game that we would be super happy. How many of you would like to be able to go into the store? The game's been out for 7 years now, seven and some change. And in 7 years and some change, these are the balls that you can buy. Wouldn't it be, don't we have enough, what has there been 1,000 different balls that have come out now that we couldn't have like a 444 and a Berserker and some other ball? Some other 2-power ball? Maybe a 2-power one WAN, 4 side spin, or 2 side spin, 3 wind, or like have 3 other balls in here. Can we have something in here? Couldn't we have like a daily special? A daily special for like $4.99 or $2.99 or $3.99, or some daily special where you can get some deal where you have like a special packs. And I'm sure that from their perspective, they're like, well, it'll take away sales from our weekly packs. I think that if you had that, it may take away sales from your weekly packs, but you'd make it up because people would be buying the shit out of them. Especially if you had berserker balls in here where somebody could spend, what is it for one Kingmaker? I think if you're out on the course and you want to buy it, you can buy one Kingmaker, and I think it's like 100 gems. About what is it? 650 gems for 9. Like they could put some shit in here where they have like where you could buy a berserker. Like we're out on a hole and we don't have any Power 5 balls, or do some stuff. Just that right there. I'm not saying that I would buy any of those balls, but we've been playing the game for this long, and this has not changed. This shit that's in here is the same. What blows me away about the store is people will spend the thumbs up. Basically, this is $4 American. If you went down here and if you were at the store and you bought gems here, we get 500 gems for $5. So basically $1 per 100 gems. They want me to spend $4 for a thumbs up emoji. You gotta be shitting me. Gotta be kidding. Gotta be kidding. You've got to be kidding me. It cracks me up. The shit that they come up with, like, this is how we're going to monetize the game and do the stuff, as opposed to doing shit that the community would just be like all over. If they put some 444 balls in the store, which, I mean, there's been a ton of different 444 balls out there, but like we're on a hole and we need something with more side spin, or we need some stuff, and being able to buy those, I'm telling you, people would buy them. They'd buy the hell out of them. It looks like I'm a mile away, but I think I can actually make that over. Because it carries like a freaking mile down there. Where's that going? I think if I was in that area right there, I can make it over. Let's try it. Hitting it perfect. We'll see if I can make it. I know it looked like I was a mile away, but I felt like I was trying to get as far to the right because of the way that on that little opening, I wanted to get over here to try and, if I was over in this area, I had to go farther in order to clear the rough. Right here would have been the spot to hit, but you can see how far, though, I hit up in there. It's 6.5 a ring set, and I was definitely yeah, because you can draw a line where they were at for that ring set, and then putting another ring set over here. The APOC 8. I never really pay attention to what my opponents have for. When you're coming out here and you're playing, you're either, you have to play your you play your clubs, and it's not the clubs that beat you. Where am I at? Hey, get up there. There's max, there's mid, and I'm in the 16 per ring range. .5 divided by 16. It's like 0.6 of a ring if I do it straight up. That was a little extra. Oh, well, shit. I hate these kind of putts. I know that putt looks, but it's going to be one of those putts where my ball guide's going to be going like this, and you got to hit the angle where your needle's going. And you got to hit it over here. I hate these kind of putts. I hate them. All right, Lunger, hit it perfect. That might bounce off the flagpole. It'll probably go in. It will go in. Ooh! I think they kind of got cheated there. Maybe. That was. I don't know that I've ever seen the ball do that kind of bounce before, where it went like it was going that slow and did that kind of deal and hit the edge and bounced out. That's questionable. I'll take it, but it was questionable. The ball seemed like it was like halfway down in the hole. The gravity defying balls of Golf Clash. Another thing, somebody got a gold star above their name for coming up with the the hole swirling. I'm bitching about it, and I'm sitting here playing the game. I like playing the game. I mean, we all like playing the game. That's why we play the game. The sad part is that it seems to me like they just keep trying to do everything they can to try and screw it up. Times the wind divided by 0.9 per ring. Which means I'm gonna try and start off a little bit further back than normal so that I can give myself enough room to not have to pull into that sand. I don't know that that'll work, but I'm not absolutely sure that I think I'm gonna play it at minimum club no matter. I don't know. I can't remember. This is the one where it'll roll off the back. Once it gets past that, it'll just keep rolling until it gets to the bottom. I usually like to play like right up in the front here. Got to give myself enough room to work the wind without involving the sand. $13.7 divided by 0.9. 21 rings. Jeez. There's 10. There's 21. 21. It was 21.31. That is all it took. I just wanted to get over. And I did need to, if I would have pulled that extra little bit that I needed, it would have got me closer to it. I didn't take out enough. Needed to pull it more. This is where a Goliath would have came in handy, because a Goliath would have been 1.8 right there. Divided by 1.8, and it would have only been 10.65 rings. Nothing wrong with a Goliath. Here we go. How much time I got on this video? 39 minutes. We got plenty of time. Right, let me make sure I got. Let me clear out a slot just in case I get somebody that wants to replay. Let's make sure we got some. And I got an off-roader. It'll be forever and a day. I'm at that point where other than my Falcon, which I still have at level 6, and my Hammerhead's at level 6, but I mean, I think even if it gets to level 7, I kind of like the Cataclysm. The Hammerhead does have more distance than the Sniper, and it has a lot of tools. and it's you still get the accuracy of the sniper, so it might be in the hunt once it gets to level 7. Could be. I'll bet you money that we've got a tailwind here, but when we get to the second shot, we're going to have some brutal ass headwind. It'll be like opposite, and we'll have some brutal ass headwind. I haven't been hitting over to here because it is kind of tricky in pro with a low power ball. And most of the time I get on this hole, we've got some kind of headwind. It is kind of tricky to get into this area. So I've been hitting it straight forward as far as I can. And then coming around to the cup. And I'm not so sure that I've been trying to get way the hell down there on the drive if I hit it straight forward. But I'm not so sure that hitting it all the way down there is the ticket. I'd like to see my opponent get in the rough right here. Now they can make it if they... And they brought out is that a snow globe? Is that a Power 5 snow globe? Big ass ball? Big ass ball. Big ass. I'm not so sure that just like laying it up right here wouldn't be better because it opens this angle up a little bit more. But I'm going to try and pound that sucker. I'm going to pound it down there. I won't have to do any overpower if I use the wind. So 1.1 times 12.3 divided by 1.3. 10.4 rings. There's 10.4. 10.4 good, buddy. Let's put all that forward power back on it. And just see if we can lay it up down there. And not get in the sand. What kind of deal was that? What kind of deal was that? I should have put more curl on it, I guess. Now I'm screwed. Big time screwed. I should just hit it over to where I've been thinking about laying it up just so I can see what the shot looks like. Since I got a thing here, I might as well learn something while I'm here. It seems like this is the secondary pin placement. That if you bring out the right stuff, there's a rough bump that you can do right there. You also have to have the right club. I'm not sure that we were bringing out a Horizon, but I think we were. And there's a rough bump that you can do. That is beautiful, beautiful. What I'm thinking is I've been hitting it up into this area and having to go around it, but like if I just laid the ball up right there, that I actually might have a better angle towards the cup, but I'm not sure if I have enough distance to get me there. So like on the drive, instead of trying to get a bunch of distance, just lay it up right there so it straightens this shot out to the cup. Because when you're up forward, you really got to kind of hook it around, and it's difficult to do that shot. So I'm just wondering from that position what the deal is. It's my opponent. I confused my opponent, so they're all like, what the fuck did that guy just do? What is he doing? What is he doing? Is he practicing? Nobody practiced. No. Are we playing the thing? What's that guy doing? What did he just do? Is that really a Power 5 ball? No, it's a Power 4. What ball is that? Does it say? The White House ball? Some kind of a snow globey ball. It must have been some 4th of July ball or something. I'm just wondering if from here, I think the deal is from here that it's too far. Even though you got a straighter line, it'll be too far. Yeah. Especially on a big headwind day, it would be way too far. Let's see if we can. Let's see what we can do here. I'll leave the wind in. I'm trying for the rough bump. I did clip the rough. I did clip it. There you have it. I'm not sure, man, that was a long ways. Long ways. And that wind was going with me, but if there would have been a headwind day, I think I might have had some problems getting up there. So, I mean, it might be better. Even though it makes the second shot tougher, it might be better to hit it all the way forward and try and get that forward distance. Now my opponent's confused. They're like, man, this guy doesn't know how to play. They're just like dinking around. I've done that on days where I force shootouts, and then I get in the shootout, and then I do dunks. People want to replay. This is why I liked it when we used to be able to replay forever. If you found somebody you really wanted to play against, you could replay them all day. $1.1 times 13.8 divided by 1.3, 1167. There's a 10. 1167. Oh, I hit it great. Trying to get in the zone. Would have been better if I hadn't hit that great, but I hit it great to the left. I hit it great to the left, and I almost got caught in that sand. I was trying to bring it around right here. And in tournament play, I actually play that shot because you can bring out a bigger ball and try and hit here to try and get into this zone. But I actually play from right here, and you can do it with I think you can do it with a Quasar or a Katana, and you're lined up through this tree, and I do it with a extra mile because I know the curl, and try and get a rough bump right here, and it just bleeds out right in front of the cup. You can try and go for this green if you bring out the right stuff and you got the right conditions, but that particular spot where you're just bouncing it over and then curling it back around and trying to do a second bounce rough bump, that particular spot you can do no matter what wind it is, and you can do it with a low power ball. And you can end up in the perfect spot. Now, 1.1 times 8.3 divided by, where am I at? There's max, there's mid, so I'm in about mid club, which is 2.4. It's like 3.8 rings. I'm going to start off on that side and do 3.8. There's 3.8. Come on. Come on. I think I would have missed it right along the edge of the cup. I think I needed to add on like plus 0.1. I'm not sure what it is in the pro with the higher winds, but like in rookie, I think it's 10% plus 0.1 or plus 0.2. I think it's one of those deals where, like, if the wind is over 4, then you got to add on 0.2. If it's below 4, then you add on 0.1 plus 10 or some. It's that kind of deal. It's fractional stuff, so that like the variable that they have in there it's the zero wind thing. So if there was zero wind and you made a perfect shot, you'd miss off over here, which means that you had to adjust it like 0.1 or 0.1.65 per 1 mile an hour of wind. You'd have to make some adjustment at zero wind in order for the ball to go in the cup, because they have a variable in there. So if you had a 1 mile an hour wind, now you have to add that on. And we look at those as fractions or as percentages. But if the number's 1, then it's easy math all the way up. So if it's 5 wind, it's, you got to do 0.5. If it's 4.5, you got to do 0.45. But when you get into that thing where it's not 1, it's 1.37. It's 0.137 per 1 mile an hour wind or some, then you start to get into this big fractional math where it's not a big deal if it's a 3 mile an hour wind, you're going to do 4. But if it's a 6 mile an hour wind, now that changes, and that thousandth number starts to add up, or hundredth number. The game used to not be this technical. We used to not have to go through all of this stuff. They've had to make it more technical because they've broke the game with precision shit. 1.4 times. I like this wind a lot better. And they got 55% off, so the wind's like 13 miles an hour. Times the wind divided by 0.9, so I'm going to have to do like a 20 ring pull. Again. They're plugging the numbers into their app or their calculator, or they're thinking about it. They got a pen and paper, something. I just can't believe they're going to play with this ball like over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Do we need a 4-side spin or a 5-side spin 4-power ball on every one of these holes? This is the same thing I was talking about earlier in the video. I'll bet you if this person played for an hour and they had enough of these balls, an hour from now they'd still be playing with that same ball. I believe this is 3 and just a smidgen of backspin. Just 3 and a smidgen. 12.6. 19.6 rings. I think it is just right at 3 backspin. And a smidgen. 19.6 rings. Okay, there's 10. There's 19.6. Oh, fucking, I hit great. Ah, what a loser. No, I guess I won. A perfect would have been close. 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 Good game, my man. Let's play again. Come on. Come on. Come on. Let's do it. Got the rubber match here, bro. You won one. I won one. We got time for one more. Oh, you don't want to win. You thought I was just a piece of crap because I was out there and I knew I was going to lose that anyway. So I might as well learn something from my play time. But no, you do not want to take that risk. I gotcha. One more. Let's see if I can get up. Right now I'm 1 up from where I started at the beginning of the day. So we played all these and I'm 1 up. Cycle through some chess though. Let's see if I can be a 2. I'm up 2. I played for an hour and I got 2. And I think there's only one that I was the idiot that lost that. Oh, of course we end with this hole. Jeez. I really have not figured out what the wind stuff is on the second shot. I really like to hit down here because you can always be in your wood and you can go for the green. There is a narrow little lane here between the sand trap and but I keep ending up making a bad pull down there and I end up either in the sand or in the drink. What did they bring out? They brought out a 4-4-4. What's up, baby?
You choked.
No, I wouldn't worry about it. And my opponent is in the drink. Look at that. Looky. Jeez. I'm going to try for that right there. So it's 1.2 times 11.8 divided by 1.3. 10.89 rings. And let's move the ring set, not the course. 10. 8, 9. and a one ring grate to the left just for safety. Right where I wanted it. I'm really surprised. It seems like the last couple times I played this hole, we've had tailwind like that, and you can do that, really try and get out there, but almost every time it's been headwind. It seems like. And of course, we went from not quite the 180. Well, we had wind going this way, and now we got wind going this way. So we've done the 90-degree curve. So in the 5 minutes it took us to get over there, how exactly do we get over there from the tee box? There must be a path over here for our golf carts to where we can drive over here, and then we have to walk down to it. But if you get on a course like the Dunes in Oregon, which is one of the best golf courses in the world, if you play the Dunes, you can't. There's no golf carts. You have to walk the course. So I guess on this particular hole, it might take 15 minutes just to walk over to the other side. There is a beautiful rough bump here, but I don't know what the wind adjustment is on it. So I'm ahead of my opponent. Let's not dick around here. It's 13.8. I'm just going to do 13.8. I'm just going to do what the wind is. It's at 1 per ring at this. There's 10. There's 14. Hitting it perfect. You can see how much it laid me off there. Get down to the... Oh, get to the fringe. Get to the fringe. There you go. See how much that wind laid me down. There is an adjustment down there, and when I'm coming through the lane trying to get through this area, this little teeny gap right here, you got to bounce before and you got to bounce after. I keep getting the wind adjustment wrong, and anytime the wind's on this side, it just blows me into the drink, and anytime the wind's on this side, I'm getting caught in the sand. And I've tried a 10, I've tried a 20, I've tried a 30, I've tried a 50. And I still haven't got it. I like it when I'm up close enough that I can start on the green side and use backspin and just try and stick it up on the green. And this hole is brutal. I lost a tournament one time because of this hole. I was on hole number 18, and all I had to do was get an eagle, and I've been getting eagles on it all week. And I missed the drive and got caught in the rough. I didn't make it to those two sand traps on the other side. I hit that cliff area and it got caught in the rough right there, and I ended up getting a birdie on it and lost the tournament. I tied for first, but the person that I tied with had tiebreakers on me. And it was insult to injury. Not only did I not come in first, but I ended up getting caught up in tiebreakers, and I ended up coming in fourth. I didn't even get a banner. And all I had to do was hit an eagle, and I would have won outright. I've had that happen twice where I lost the tournament on hole number 18. Maybe I've had it happen 3 times, and I've just wiped that third one out of my memory banks. And the 2 times that I can really remember, it was big ass par 5s, and I've been making them all week, and got on the last hole and something went wrong. Lost on the last hole, choked. All right, there we have it. Hours worth of play, up 2. Am I up 2? I am. I'm up 2 from where I started. I started at 116, and now I'm at 122, so up 2. And I got a full load of chest, 2 golds out of the deal, and 59 minutes, right at an hour. Look at that. Looky. Yeah, I'm not sure. Let's see, clubs. The Thor's Hammer, I can get to level 7, but it's definitely a club worth using. In one-on-one, it gives you so many tools, and the backspin can come in really handy on a lot of holes, and it's got better ball guide than the Apocalypse. Doesn't have quite the power, but there's a lot of good things you can get done with the Thor's Hammer. I like curl, and I like to set up a lot of blind curl shots, so I'm not sure, and I have been trying to get used to playing with my APOC. The Hammerhead versus the Cataclysm, I mean, right now there's not a lot to choose from. The Cataclysm's got a little bit better golf, but when the Hammerhead gets to level 7, it's at its max distance right now. It would arguably be, you could go either way, but I think I'm going to stick with the Cataclysm. So I'm not really worried, like, as far as epics that I'm working on. I'm working on my Horizon because I'm trying to get it maxed out. Excuse me, I'm trying to get it out of the pool. I'm not really working on any of my long irons. Although if the Grim Reaper comes up and I have no better choice, I'm taking the Grim Reaper because, once again, I'm trying to get it out of the gene pool. The B52 is a great club, but I don't know. And I'm not really sold on the Grizzly. The B52 probably overall would be a better club, but I haven't been. When it's the better of the clubs in the deal I work on. I'm not working on my Kingfisher because I'm never going to upgrade it to level 8. But I am working on my Falcon. My Falcon is a club that I would like to get to level 7. I'm not working on any of my wedges. And I only choose one of these wedges, the Firefly or the Boomerang, if I have no other choice. But I'm not really trying to work on them. I am working on my off-roader. And anytime the Castaway comes up and I don't have a better choice, I've been trying to get it because I'm trying to get it out of the pool as well. But I am working on my Spitfire. So I'm getting down to the point where there isn't really anything else I'm really, it's trying to get some of these clubs to level 8, which will take a year and a day. Spitfire level 7 would be nice. Just to see what's funny about the Spitfires, I didn't get like an APOC and a Cataclysm when I first started playing forever. But I got a Spitfire the very first day I started playing Tour 7. It was the first epic card that I got, and I got it to like level 3 or 4, like bam, 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 bam. I got it up there, and then it's just taken forever to move it up. All right, there you have it. Have a great day. Have a great tournament. Today's Tuesday, tomorrow's Wednesday, so if you're going to qualify, boy, today's the day to do it. Don't wait until Wednesday to qualify, and try and get your account in. And get ready for the opening round. Work on your notes. I'll see you then. Thanks for watching. Not a subscriber, hit subscribe. Hit the like button. Ring the bell. Somebody noted in the comments that I had 80 views and only 12 people liked. If you don't like it, don't hit like. But if you're watching the video and you're getting something out of the content, then, and only like 40% of the people that watch the channel are subscribers. So if you're not a subscriber, hit subscribe. You'll get the stuff. Thank y'all. Have a good day.